But the evolutionary theory does not match Genesis at all, as far as the origins of the species are concerned. We are completely comfortable with the idea that over the past 6,000 years, things have evolved. But another thing to note is that there is no evolutionary scheme in science that would allow that kind of evolution over the course of thousands of years. The evolution we're talking about takes hundreds of millions of years, which is time that the Torah just doesn't have. The Torah has a 6,000-year-old universe, full stop. So a lot of evolution is not compatible at all with the Torah.
How do we reconcile that as Jews?
I use the same method that I used a second ago with the miracles in the age of the universe. And that is that, once again, science describes how things would have happened had God not made a miracle, and Torah describes what actually happened because God made a miracle. So God left in the world evidence of evolution so that I would understand how to make a world myself. Meanwhile, he sped it up and did it his own way, just threw birds right in there, fully formed. But he showed me how birds could have evolved. And why do I need to know how things could have evolved? For several reasons. Some of them we use in science today. We have a researcher where I work who is involved in creating synthetic antibiotics. And the way that he creates synthetic antibiotics is he takes the data on how bacteria evolve, which is something God left in the world for us to learn from, puts that into a computer algorithm, tells it to create bacteria that never existed who can create antibiotics that never existed, and is coming out with antibiotics that are going to soon be treating human conditions based on the principles of evolution. God left a path in the world that allows us to study the world, to study him, to study the creator, and to make the world a better place, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that's exactly how he did it. The Torah tells us that's not how he did it. But the science works. That's the whole power of this method. This method never negates the science. The science is true. It's just not an accurate description of what God practically did, but it's an accurate description of the world God practically built.